Good day, folks. This is a spin-off of the Daily Bugle podcast. I am J. Jonah Jameson. I'm here to talk about how menace Spider-Man is in this new game, Spider-Man 2. This is your host, K9 Biscuits, and who are we here today?
I'm the guy over at the track trying to figure out what's going on over at Turn 10 Studios. Brian, of course.
What the hell is Turn 10 Studios?
That's the place where they make Forza.
Is Forza Motorsport a Spider-Man villain?
No, but it's what we'll be talking about after we talk about Spider-Man, you fucking dweeb.
Yeah, the Marvel heroes do drive cars, so...
The Marvel heroes drive cars.
There is a car version of Spider-Man. Spider-Buddy.
That's depressing.
It was in fucking Spider-Verse 2.
Does it have, like, sentience?
Yes, it was in Spider-Verse 2.
Imagine having sentience and being a car. Anyway,
Disney!
Anyway, today's been a busy day. We're gonna have like quite a few pods that we've spread out over the week or over the past next few weeks. How's everything going for you, man?
It was busy. I had like a bunch of games to play.
Yeah.
I finished I basically finished like 2 out of my main trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Not trilogy, Triforce. Because the holy Triforce for me this month was it was Spider-Man 2, Sonic Superstars, and Mario Wonder.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Detective Pikachu, Bluey.
That came out this month.
Wasn't that beginning of the month? Detective Pikachu, Bluey.
I guess.
And
Bluey came out too.
I don't know.
No, I think that's next month.
That's next month.
Yeah, you got your fucking wires crossed. You're wrong.
Hey man, I'm just winging it.
But Bluey doesn't look bad, actually, and it's 4 players.
4 players. They're really trying to get people. That's smart.
It's a family game, and that makes sense.
I mean, even family games.
It looks. Like, it doesn't look. It probably is boring, but it doesn't look bad.
It's not Breath of the Wild, but it's like it's not gonna be, it's not gonna be ass.
It doesn't It looks boring, but it doesn't look bad, so it might be fine for kids.
Yeah, dude. Again, one of my favorite memories as a kid was the Winnie the Pooh PS1 game. I think the Tigger game, where it's you're bouncing around on Tigger's tail, I think, and you're platforming. Yeah. And that was that's literally one of my favorite memories as a kid.
When it gets right, it looks like you're playing the episode. Same thing with the Peppa Pig game, and it's looks like it's good for kids because it looks like a playable episode of Peppa Pig.
Yep, you can probably get them that for Christmas, and they won't be complaining.
Yeah. Yeah. What were we talking about again? Oh yeah.
Fuck! You played Spider-Man, motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
we played it. What?
We're just talking about trilogy. We have a podcast. I don't know if this coming out before or after, but we have an earlier podcast of us talking about Superstars.
Oh yeah, that's coming out a week before.
Yeah, I basically beat it. I didn't do the second part because that game is a lot to get through. Yeah. It's just I didn't have it in me to do a second playthrough. I saw everything I need to see from that game. That's cool. So I'm done with Superstars, and I think I can just start with Mario Wonder real quick because that's super short.
Yeah, you played a little bit of Mario Wonder.
I played the first world of Mario Wonder. Fantastic. It's great, almost every level, because the main gimmick is that freaking Wonder Seed, the Wonder Flower.
Yeah. And
it starts as a normal Mario level, and then when you get that Wonder Flower, it's a random gimmick every level, and it's not a basic gimmick. It's everything's just a little bit more bouncy, everything's just a little bit lower gravity, things actually change up. Ooh. And it's fascinating what they do, and it's just so fun.
It's very immersive.
A highlight for me is one of the levels is called Piranha Plants on Parade, and it's a normal level, and the piranha plants are just snapping about, coming in and out of the plant, coming out of pipes, and when you collect that Wonder Flower, they start singing, and they start walking across the screen.
What?
And there's trees in the background that start singing. And it becomes a musical it becomes a musical stage. And it's what the hell is happening here? This game is great. Again, if I'm having so much fun, and if it keeps up what it's doing for the the rest of the game, then this, because one of my favorite 2D platformers of all time, I'd say in second place. like under Rayman Origins, that's my favorite 2D platform.
I remember, that's true, yeah.
The game is fantastic. But like my second favorite 2D platform of all time is like Super Mario World. Because that game, the controls are tight, the level design is great, everything about that game is great.
And that's SNES, right?
Yes, Super Nintendo. And if this like keeps up the way it's going, this might rival Mario World. This might get in my top 3.
Ooh, okay, all right. Hey man, that's a good sign right there. You know, because I'll be playing Mario Wonder pretty soon anyway. So
if you want, we can probably play a level or two after we're podcasting.
So do they? That's true. You're obviously able to select whoever you want to play as, right? Like, have you tried? How have you enjoyed going around?
Like I said in our older podcast, I'm like I usually choose like white bread when it comes to character selection. So I'm just.
So you choose Daisy because that's all the bread that I want.
Ain't white bread though, but but like I just choose Mario.
Yeah. That's right. We were talking about that with F-Zero. Main character syndrome.
But like for this game, it doesn't matter because the characters don't have their own abilities. So.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, because like the only time they do as of recent is Super Mario 3D World. Because characters do something different. I just choose Mario because hey, it's balanced. Why not?
Have you seen the elephant in person? Have you been the elephant in person yet? Have you been Trunktacular, as they call him?
We have an elephant fetish or something?
No, but it's everywhere. Have you been...
Everywhere where?
Have you been Mr. Trunky? The Trunktastic? Mr. Trunkster?
You can play as Elephant Mario. I know
That's what I'm saying.
I haven't seen an elephant in real life.
That's what I'm saying. Have you played as Elephant Mario? Mr. Trunk? Trunky?
Yes.
Mr. Trunktastic?
What is this?
I'm asking if you played.
Yeah, is this your nickname for Elephant Mario now? Like
everyone's calling. What the fuck are you talking about?
Everyone? Who's everyone? I haven't heard that. I'm on the internet. You don't have social media, good sir. I do.
Have you been on? I don't know. Yeah, I don't have it.
How about you fucking dumbass? Like trying to play and gaslight me.
Yeah, well, I'll say Mario Wonder.
Yeah, everyone's calling me Bit Dick. You didn't hear my nickname? You know, everyone's doing it. But yes, Elephant Mario. Which is weird is you see Elephant. He's on the first stage. You see Elephant Mario before you see Fire Mario.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's weird because he's fat and he's a fucking elephant, and like. You get the elephant power up for most of the game, so you're like seeing like fat elephant Mario for like a lot of World 1 so far.
Crazy. And I'm surprised he's not held on to, but I guess they just want everyone to be able to get into it. Right?
Yeah, he's a fun power up though, but like you are seeing a lot of Elephant Mario this game. Now I don't have a problem with it, but like kind of makes it a little bit easier because some enemies can't can just like bounce off of him, and he doesn't get hurt very easily. Some enemies do hurt, like do touch to hurt, but it's like it is weird because we're getting him so much in the first world. Yeah. That might change later on, but like Elephant Mario's still good. It's weird that he's like not. You're looking at this bigger like character model, and it's like he's not. It's weird that he's not heavier. He
just moves at the same speed?
Yeah, he's moving at the same speed. It's just like you just get the powers of the Elephant Mario, which is like the trunk and stuff. Huh. Like it does. I feel like I should be heavier just looking at it. But like no.
Even in the controls.
Yeah, you're still just controlling Mario.
Yeah.
But I guess it's like Sprite is bigger, so like his hurt box is bigger. I don't know. I mean, it's weird.
Right. No, we talked about obviously in the prior episode, Superstars. Obviously, Superstars, the new Sonic game. Is it the fact that because I brought up Wonder there, is the fact that Wonder's coming out so close, and the fact that you've played both of those now, does that just lower what you feel about Superstars? Like, is that something that impacted like sort of your feeling because you thought it was fine overall?
What's impacting about Superstars is that the fact that it's like a $60 price game, and like a $60 full price 2D game and it's releasing next to another $60 full price 2D game.
Yeah.
And like it's making it look worse. So it's like, hey, this is what a full price 2D game looks like. Like next to Wonder, because like the game itself doesn't really it's a completely different experience from Wonder, but still it's like for what it's offering for full price, and next to another 2D like in the same kind of genre, a 2D platformer for full price, it's just making Superstars look a little bit worse for the time it's coming out.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
It was like a much cheaper. It was like because like it looks like a budget title, and if it was priced like a budget title, it wouldn't really like deserve that much comparison. But like, it has to be compared because like you're asking people to fork over a lot of money for it.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed.
Like, hey, everyone likes Sonic, so everyone's getting like both. Everyone's getting all three. Spider-Man 2.
Everyone has a If Sega was still in the console market, this would have been a funny battle. But obviously, that game wouldn't have. That game's not up there like Spider-Man and Wonder, but it's still a funny time that Sega, Nintendo, Sony all have something.
Yeah,
and we're gonna talk
it's
about.
Weird, I guess. Like it's still new. And like with the thing about this era, it's like I can't get like I can't find that many opinions on Superstars because people like a lot of the internet it's focused on like Wonder and Spider-Man 2 as well. So it's like it's hard to get like a if a Superstars was like came out on its own independent week or month. Because I know it came out 3 days before the 20th, but still, that's not enough time. That's not enough breathing room.
Fuck no.
So like, if I see more opinions on that, but other people are not are holding off on Superstars because they're focusing on Spider-Man 2 or Mario Wonder or probably something else. And I'm trying to see different perspectives. Like I saw some weird takes. Like I saw one video that said like, yeah, I like Superstars better than Mania, and I was just looking at the screen like.
Well, I guess we have special people here today.
Yeah. I need to see what more people are thinking about this game.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that. Obviously, this is not the first, won't be the last time that Sega releases something in proximity to a bigger title with not only more nostalgia but just more of a potential attach rate. I mean, the biggest thing for me reference for me is back when Team Sonic Racing came out right around the same exact time as Crash. And that was I
don't think it was... I don't remember, but I'm not sure it was full price, though. But still, around... Yeah.
Team Sonic?
Actually, no, they were both like...
They were both like... They weren't 60, but they were...
Actually, yeah, you're right. That is a comparison.
Yeah, they were both... But they were... the hype was that you're seeing this new sheen on Crash Team Racing. And you're getting everything, but you're getting even more. So
it didn't feel like they were barely trying to advertise Sonic Team Racing, except for that one cartoon short they released on their YouTube channel, which was that's a fun short. I recommend everyone watch that. I forgot what the title is though, but
Google it, people.
But that was a fun short. But that's all I can remember from what they advertised. Other than that, even the game itself, it's not much.
I think now's a better time than ever to say, guys, this is Blasting Turbo Ports, our video game-centric podcast right here on the ScreenBlast Society. Of course, if you liked what you've heard so far,
society now.
And you want to check out more, go to ScreenBlastPodcast.com. All right, Mark, so we're going to talk about your time in Spider-Man 2. Big game, biggest game of probably for Sony this year, right? I don't think there's anything bigger that came out for Sony. Am I missing something, Mark? Anything bigger that Sony dropped this year?
There probably was, but I can't remember shit.
Yeah, I just think really everyone was excited about Spider-Man 2. I don't think, even in the beginning of the year.
I know Resident Evil was big.
Yeah, but that's something
else. Resident Evil 4, I mean.
Yeah, but that
there was something else, because I know Game of the Year. I know Game of the Year nominations ahead of time. I know one of them's. It's okay. Let's all be real. Tears of the Kingdom is winning. But there was something else. Resident Evil 4.
Oh, Tears of the Horizon. Horizon was what came. It always
came out this year.
Horizon always doesn't Horizon, or was that? No, that was Demon's Souls, right? Not Demon's Souls. What the fuck?
Elden Ring. Came out last year.
That was Elden Ring's year, yeah.
Elden Ring came out last year.
Yeah, so then
Resident Evil 4 came out this year.
Yeah, but that's like second party, and that's not Sony exclusive. But that was sort of their big hype game.
It's a big game on the PS5. A lot of people usually are getting it for like the next gen console.
Yeah, man.
I think it's only next gen.
Yeah, I don't know if, and I'm going to be honest. Gran Turismo might have come out at the beginning of the year, but I feel like that was the end of last year. This really shows how much of a good gaming pod we are. So, yeah.
But like,
either way.
Well, it's like this is easily going to be one of the nominees.
It's going to be one of the nominees, but I think in Sony's case, I think this is their own. This is their biggest game of the year by far. I think, like from Sony itself, from a first-party developer, and like we were talking about on the phone before, Insomniac is the GOAT this generation. I think Sony would be in a really different spot if they did not acquire Insomniac like much earlier in the generation, because they've been critical. They had Miles Morales at launch, obviously shared with PS4. They had Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, just continuing a Sony exclusive, and also it's good to see a game that's not a third-person kind of perspective game. That's not a human character. It's good to see a third-person animal character, something a little more fresh, a different take. And then, of course, now they have Spider-Man 2. So, you know what I mean? Like, they have been... I don't think there's any developer bigger right now.
Oh, okay, I just thought of the other nominations. This is not Sony, but like...
Yeah,
the nominations I'm betting on is Tears of the Kingdom, which is easily the winner. I think there's going to be a bias for it. I think it's going to win.
Well, yeah,
it's like a Pixar Disney fest.
There's always the Nintendo bias, but, we'll see.
Tears of the Kingdom, Resident Evil 4, this game, Spider-Man 2.
Obviously,
I've been hearing
Starfield.
Starfield, possibly, but I've been hearing a lot of things about Baldur's Gate 3.
That's another big one. Yes, indeed.
And I think that's it.
Yeah. I don't know, I know, again, everyone has their own perspective of their own game of the year, because, of course, it's like, what are you playing? Where are you playing it? How are you playing it? But
if Mario Wonder makes it on there, that'll be some shit. I'll be like, getting up.
The way that it sounds, the way that people are talking about it.
I hope it does. I hope it does.
Yeah. But, yeah, man, tell me about Spider-Man 2. You completed the entire campaign. We're watching the Sandman battle here at the beginning. So what do you think of the game?
It's probably one of the greatest action games I ever played. This is like okay, so my story with this game, because I remember when I got Spider-Man for PS4, I got it like a year later. I was like, okay, let me finally check this game out. I fucking fell in love with it. It's like a fantastic action game. I didn't expect like the story to. I didn't expect the action to hit so hard. I didn't expect the traversity to feel so good. And like the story was really good. It was like it actually like has really good emotion in it. Like fucking, it rivals the goddamn movies. Like
wow,
it rivals some of the Spider-Man movies.
You're just talking about this first game.
The first game. And it was just fantastic, and I was like, I am ready for the sequel. And Miles Morales came out. I didn't have a PS5. I couldn't get my hands on it. Those things were impossible to get. And I was like, I refuse to play the PS4 version of Miles Morales. I'm going to wait until I get a PS5. And like, we got it to like early this year, because also Spider-Man 2 is also coming later this year too. Near the end of this year too. And I was like, it's a race to get it. I have to get a PS5 before Spider-Man 2 comes out. Also before Final Fantasy Part 2 comes out. Final Fantasy 7 Part 2 comes out, because that's another game I'm looking forward to. But like, I was waiting for like to finally get PS5, and like when I finally got one, it was like, yes, I can play Spider-Man 2, because I was so pumped about the first one, and like coming up to this game's release. I also finished Miles Morales. I was like, when I got a PS5, I was like, I'm gonna finally play Miles Morales. I got it. I beat it. And also, I finished the DLC for this game on Spider-Man Remastered, which is a whole story on its own. Because like I had to get another PS4 copy, because I had like the disc. And I didn't. And I don't know what happened to the disc. It got lost somewhere. And like I didn't. My save file wasn't uploaded, so I couldn't redo my save file.
Yeah.
So I had to buy a copy from GameStop and just like upload my save file and give it back, refund it so I can get the money back.
Hey man, that was a magical day you were telling me about one day.
That was so fucking annoying because like my save file's on the cloud, but it won't work unless I turn on the PS4 version. Stupid.
That's the power of PlayStation right there, baby.
Yay!
That's the power of PlayStation.
But I finally finished the DLC in Spider-Man Remastered, and I was like, I was ready for the sequel. And so, like, I made sure I took days off of work just for that game. I'm using my like paid off time and like anticipation. And like the game finally came out, I marathoned it. I was having a blast the whole way. Usually, there's a part in every game where like I'm like, this is a frustrating section. This is a section where I don't like. This is a section where I have to get through. And like every game, I'm like anticipating the ending because I know like in most games the ending is where like they try to bullshit the player because like, hey, it's hard mode now. You got here, right? We're gonna fucking beat the fuck out of you. I'm like, you ever get that anxiousness when you get to near the end of the game? It's like, don't beat me up, please.
Oh yeah, like they're gonna charge shot. This is gonna be the most. Of course, yeah, they're gonna try to make this incredibly complicated.
This level's gonna be longer. The final boss is probably gonna be hard as shit.
I mean, I watched Maja play Persona 5, and it was like the amount of times that they just constantly would revive this evil character over and over. It's like, oh my!
I hate that RPG so much. Every RPG does that. Stop.
It's like
that's like fuck your progress.
Yes.
Just give him a ridiculously long health bar. Because just seeing him regenerate pisses me off every time. It's just like all that work has gone to nothing.
Man. It's a mess. That's all I'll say.
God, yeah, every game that does that.
I've definitely been.
It is the worst.
I've been there. Yeah.
But like throughout the entire game, no frustration, just run through. It has just been fun. It is just great. And the story is just like it is really well done. This is the most threatening I ever felt Venom was. It's just like it's the best adaptation of Venom. I've seen.
And Spider-Man 3.
Like, there's a part where it's like...
Spider-Man 3 was really, really tough.
There's a part where it's just like... There's not a spoiler, but there's a part where you're just seeing Spider-Man and Venom in the same room, and you're just intimidated by, like, just Venom being there. Just like, I'm, like, at the edge of my seat, like, oh, Jesus. It's like... Spider-Man, like, poor little fragile Peter Parker is in front of this fucking giant monster. You don't know what's gonna fucking happen.
Right. Because you don't know what this isn't like the movies where it's like, oh, there's a contract for this guy to do 40. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows where the story's going to go? So it draws you in even more, it sounds like, which is awesome. You're usually so thrown out in movies because you know that the journey is going to find a way to be, he's going to be alive,
This game is written so well. Like, the thing about this game is, like, Insomniac, I don't know what writers they have on. I need to look up their writers. Because the writing rivals, like, again, the Marvel movies again. I think the writing in this game is better than all of Phase 5, with the exception of Guardians. Was that
well, there's only two movies in Phase 5 so far.
Oh. Okay, all of Phase 4, with the exception of course, No Way Home.
Yeah. Would you'd put this on par? Would you put this higher than Phase 1 movies?
The writing in this game?
Yeah.
God, that's hard.
I mean, because it's easy. Look, Phase 4 is trash. So I'm sorry, that's an easy like, hey, jump over.
But they're like big budget movies, and they're movies. The thing about this is a fucking video game, and it's a good one.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is, they don't need to try hard. They can just give me like a basic video gamey Spider-Man story. And like it would still be a great game. You can give the most generic Spider-Man story, and the game would still stand out. But like the fact that they written a fantastic story on top of this like really well made game, it just makes this an amazing package. I I won't say this about many games, and like it's especially since like I'm like a stingy with my money, but like I paid $80 for this because it's a $70 game, and I got the super DLC package.
Oh, you got the Black Cat Fleshlight DLC?
Yes, I'm going to pause this.
Yeah, go.
But yeah, I paid $80 for this game because I bought the extra DLC stuff, because I know it's gonna like this game anyway. Which is like you get like some extra suits and some extra points in the beginning. I was like, why not?
Yeah. Well, again, what it sounds like is you were anticipating this game for the entire year anyway. Like, this was
for its entire development cycle. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you were obviously going to be at that point of like, oh, I'm gonna get this game.
Yeah, I was racing to get the next gen console just for this game and for Final Fantasy VII Part 2.
Like, of course, you're gonna get the deluxe triple McCheese version. Like, why?
Yeah.
Of course.
But even with that, like, I got a bargain for the amount of like detail, the amount of like quality and like content in this game. It's like, it is a full package. This is like the full extent of a full package. Especially, like, even without all that extra content, because, like, this game is loaded. It's, like, it's really well made. Like, super well made. There's so much detail in everything. It is a playable movie. Like, if I was to go back in time, I only have to go back in time that far. I can go back in time to, like, 2010. I can bring this game with me.
Yeah.
And just, like, tell people, yeah, this is, like, a TV series. This is a movie. Like, well, yeah, if I can erase the UI on screen,
yeah,
I can just tell people, like, yeah, this is just like a CG movie.
Dude, remember, they were doing Polar Express and shit. Of course you could sell this as a movie, because they were doing that lifelike CGI type thing.
What's funny, it looks better than that, too.
It looks better. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah, man. There was a place and time for it. But yeah, now, again, video games have gotten to the point where it's visually impressive. And would it... It seems like Insomniac also knows that there's expectation of quality, because, you know, you're going up against, like, you have Last of Us, you have Horizon, you have these games that are pushing the boundaries of quality.
Yeah.
And, you know, being a first-party exclusive, like, you can't just... You know, I know you said, like, they could have phoned it in, and they could have phoned it in, but it feels like they know that the expectation is, like, we have to be here. Not only be for ourselves, but for the brand entirely.
I feel like they did, like, they delivered and then some... It's just like
right.
It's just a really good looking game, and like I wonder if if Insomniac is just like, if they're ever gonna like they can just like make their own like CG movie or something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so many things they could do. It's so widespread.
Like, it's like because I'm looking at this game while I was playing, and I was like, this feels impossible that this is playable. Like, because like it's like you're if what is a good looking movie, like it's like watching fucking Finding Nemo, and like they're moving when your controller moves.
Like, it's like, oh, it's so efficient. It's not, there's no limitations at this point. We're at a point with technology that it's so crisp and efficient that it shouldn't be this good.
Yeah. Like,
Spider-Man is the perfect representation of that too.
Yeah, this is definitely a showcase game. Also, like, it's a great PS5 game because it makes full use of the haptic feedback. You can feel everything. Like, it even uses the adaptive triggers. I love that. Like, there's some parts where, like, you have to... certain puzzles where you have to, like, hold the triggers to some kind of pulse puzzle, and you can feel like the restraint on the triggers, and like the freaking like the restraint on the triggers, and like you can feel them let loose when you're done with that. But when when to let go, and you can feel everything. They make sure you can feel everything. Like, you're on a bike in this game, you can feel the motor inside the controller.
That's amazing.
It's like you can feel everything in this. Like, it's really well done.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in the future, because we're gonna talk about Forza Motorsport. Usually, in the past, like, racing sims, like for like what we have with Motorsport and Gran Turismo, are the system showcase. Well, like Christmas Day system showcase, or here's what we're showing to the family. Look at this. Look at how good this thing can play. Those are usually the games that show you what a system can do at its best on the controller and visually through the performance of the device itself. We have now moved on, right? Like Sony especially has now moved on away from racing to really showing that, especially here with Spider-Man, visually, like technologically, it's cinema. Like it's cinema in a game. It's unimaginable. Like, because look, you compare this to like Spider-Man 2 the movie 20 years ago, when there was like you had these cardboard cutout faces. Hey, Spider-Man! Hey, Spider-Man! Do this
Spider-Man took my pizza!
Spider-Man!
He took that guy's pizza!
Spider-Man! Like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like this... And you look at it now, and it's like, dude, some of the CGI in this game looks better than the CGI in Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Like, that's just where we are now.
I mean, I can tell you where we are now. Some of the animation in this game looks better than the CG in like 2023's The Flash.
I was like, where is he going? He said, "Oh shit, one movie. Oh no!" And of course, hey, don't disrespect the microwave babies, Mark. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? They didn't do anything to you.
I like the microwave babies.
The instant cook babies. Yeah, man, but that's fantastic, man. I mean, and again, like, what do you think about that fast travel system? Like, I've heard so much about it.
Okay, so in the original, in PS4 Spider-Man, there were like, these are fun animations. Whenever you try to do the fast travel, it cuts to Spider-Man on the train, and it's just showing his fun local side where it's just like he's just on a train sitting next to people. He's just like, it looks like he's having a fun time. They're like cute little sections. I like them.
Yeah.
And it was even funnier when like they get to a certain part of the story where like there was a police force that was like highly against Spider-Man, and so like they were on patrol to find Spider-Man and beat him up every time they see him. So when you do the fast travel sequences, it cuts to Spider-Man. He's on a train. He's like outside of the train, like hiding from like the police. They're still looking for him. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's like even though it's fast travel now at a hyperactive speed, the previous version put a lot of personality into it.
Yeah, a lot of personality. And when you play Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales, you don't get those anymore. And I was like, okay, it's cool, it's instantaneous, but like I do kind of miss those little like
just the personality of the game itself.
Yeah.
This
game still has a lot of personality, but like I like that little extraness.
How nice is I'm sorry, I'm just curious as well. Open world.
Crazy, dude. It's crazy. Like if you're on the map, you press fast travel to here. It like the map, you just like zoom in on the map. Right there, the web swinging right there.
Man.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a part in this game where like it involves portals, and it looks like they're like just like showing off what they learned from Ratchet and Clank. So I'm like, wow, it's like, cause like you just jump into a portal, like I'm here now. What the fuck?
That's amazing. I was curious if
that was a cool part of the game. And it's just like freaking end up like in like a completely different section outside of New York. I'm like, wow, this is so cool.
I was curious if they were going to implement something like that in the future, because there's so many interesting things with Rift Apart that they do, especially that through the different areas section, instantaneous.
I had a feeling they had to do something they learned from Rift Apart in this game, and they did.
Yeah.
They did. Cool. They was like, we're going to bring this into Spider-Man. This is too cool not to.
You wonder if Ratchet and Clank if they keep doing Ratchet and Clank, because obviously now they're going to be the Marvel heavy team as well. But you wonder if with Ratchet and Clank, if they're just going to use that as the experimental development side of things, where it's like we can experiment with new things using Ratchet and Clank, and then we can implement it on.
That's every development studio, every game they work on. It's just like every game they just work on top of it.
Of course, I'm just.
I wouldn't say Ratchet and Clank is an experimental game, because like even in the next Ratchet and Clank game, they're probably gonna just take what they learned from Spider-Man and add to that.
No, I agree. Yeah, that's true.
So I wouldn't say like, because every game is like the experimental game in every development. Because like the best instance is like freaking NetherRealm with their fighting games, because they whatever they learned from Mortal Kombat, they put in Injustice. Whatever they learned from Injustice, they put in Mortal Kombat 10, and whatever they learned from Mortal Kombat 10, they put in Injustice 2. So they're just like they're just like developing like every one-upping each other every game they keep doing.
Yeah, that's one of the things again. You know, and I just want to keep bouncing off through things that we'll be talking about next as well, but that's one of the things with like Gran Turismo. Like Polyphony is such a long heralded studio that everything that they do, it's like they also just learn from everything else. They take lessons from things that may or may not have worked and impacted them, and you know that affects how they develop. In the
funny
future.
thing is, I'm not really into like racing simulators, but like I do want to try the new Gran Turismo just because I want to see what it does to the controller.
Yeah,
I know, because like it's all about realism. I know it probably does a lot with that controller.
And we will don't worry. We will. I'll definitely talk about Gran Turismo a little bit with the Forza Motorsport topic. But I do want to say though that in the fact that there's
we're gonna talk about the Gran Turismo movie.
No, oh no.
Oh
no! By the way, we will just do that one day since it's on streaming already.
Is it on a streaming platform yet?
It is, but I don't.
Which one?
I think it's. I don't remember, but I know it's out now.
Find out now.
No, I'll figure it out when it's over. When this is over, calm down. Calm down.
I want
it now. Oh my god! Just rewatch Spider-Man. Just watch put it on super easy mode or whatever, and just watch the cutscene.
Okay. Bye. Okay.
But yeah, man. With the fact that of course it's fast travel. Not just the fast travel, but like the expanse of the map itself, like like we were talking about this before with like just me when I was playing a little bit of remastered Spider-Man on 5, the original, and it's like that was already very visually impressive. The map, obviously, like I had like nitpicks, but these are nitpicks. But it's an impressive map. The scale and detail is amazing. The life on the streets is amazing. The lighting is amazing, and that was on the original remastered. Like, tell me about the fucking the map, like the city, how lived in it feels like now. Like, how is it on this thing, like a pure PS5 game?
It was impossibly impressive. Just like it does feel lived in. It's because like now traversally it's even more funner because like now you have like a glide, like a glide ability.
The wingsuit almost, right?
The wingsuit, yes. Yeah. It like has like the webbed armpits. He has the web armpits, yeah. And he just like glides around, and it's so fun. This is the best Superman game ever. This is the best Superman.
Oh my god! Oh, that's funny.
Cause like you're just flying, you're just like gliding and flying around, and it's just like so awesome.
Yeah.
And you just going through the bridge, just like there's a city across the ocean. You can't web swing, so you're just like flying down. There's like wind tunnels. It's so fun to fly around. They like, I don't know, I didn't think they could one up themselves by making the traversely even better, but they did. Because the fast travel is cool, but I forget to use it sometimes because I'm having too much fun just web swinging and flying around. Like that's incredible how they just managed to do that, because like with most games it's like a drag to just like, especially open world. It's sometimes a drag to get from point A to point B.
Absolutely.
And like sometimes you're just like, I can't wait to unlock fast travel. Finally a fast travel thing. I'm just gonna use that instead. With this one, it's like I could fast travel there, but like I'll just fucking web swing there. I'm just having a good time.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things. Even like as visually beautiful as Red Dead 2 was as of an experience, like people were like, yeah, can I please get a fast travel? Like, can I zoom?
Do I have to go all the way over there? It's all the way over there.
But like but they solved that in Spider-Man.
Yeah, even Sonic Frontiers, because like Sonic is super fast. Right. There's sometimes when I'm like, I have to go all the way over there.
Hey man, like it's one of those things though. Like again, like I can't. It's so impressive to hear how much better they did.
Yeah, Spider-Man is like, with Spider-Man it's like what, like fucking 300 miles away? Alright, let me see if I can just pick up some side quests along the way, fuck it. Whee!
Yeah. Sounds like a worthy journey. Obviously everyone's been just praising this game. Like you were talking about earlier, it's like, trying to find people to sink their teeth into superstars. Everyone's sinking their teeth into Spider-Man 2. You know, everyone has an opinion on Spider-Man 2, it seems like. At least those that have finished it. And, you know, it's impressive, you know.
We just... You don't get games like this all the time where it just, like, it does more than live up to its expectations. Some games just live up to the expectations, that's all you get. And there's, like, there's a lot of games that don't, but, like, this is a case where this is, like, a case where just, like, it does a lot more. And it's just, like, this is going to be, like, a landmark in, like, superhero games. Because I hope, like, any other games that are based on superheroes just, like, learns from this.
Yeah, and it's not just, like you said, it's not just the story, it's not just the visual performance, it's not just it's the execution in the setting, it's the execution in, like, all of it. I can list everything. It's like, that's how much you have to care about it.
And,
you can't just toss a game off to some shit developer and be surprised that it didn't turn out well. Like, you know, it's a shame that Guardians was so good, but that was great, but it didn't make money. This is going to be the opposite, where it's amazing, but it did make. It's going to make a boatload of money for someone.
Well, credit where credit is due. There was some DNA of, like, the Batman Arkham games in this.
Ooh, really?
But, like, you know,
who's on?
There was, like, DNA. I mean, not literally. I mean, like,
I'm curious if, like, some team members.
No. In terms of, like, it could be.
There could be, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, in terms of, like, how the gameplay is made, like, it's definitely, like, inspired by that game. But it's like it's just an amalgamation of, like, the best, like what, like, the type of gameplay the Arkham series is, and all the best of, like, kind of like the PS4 Spider-Man, like, the best of, like, all the older Spider-Man games. It's just, like, it's the best incarnation of, like, best incarnation and fusion of all those. And it's just, like, at this point, like, we get, like, there's big expectation for superhero games. I hope they all win from this, or make it. If they're gonna be big budget, they have to be, like, somehow, like, similar to this.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's one of those things, like, what... It's, like, it seems like it's easier, and I say that just as, you know, a normie that doesn't develop games, but it seems like it's easier, or it comes at less of a difficulty to be able to make a game for a street level hero, someone that's not like Superman, because I can't imagine Superman having a game that would ever be as good as this, because the weight of his character is so high.
You can make it very dynamic, though.
You can't.
Spider-Man has a lot of dynamic moments.
But you can't overdo it. You know what I mean? Like, this game could have, like, Spider-Man 2 could have been overdone. It could have been overcooked. Like, oh, we're gonna put too much in it, and then people would say, oh shit, this is a little, you know, because there's a lot of games where in sequel form, you just do too much and the game loses itself. I feel like with Superman,
it depends what of too much you do of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
you don't get a perfect recipe like this very often, like you said. Yeah. Very rare.
I think a Superman game could work, but nobody wants to try.
No.
And, like, everyone who does is, like, doesn't have the budget to do it good, or, like, development talent to do that either. Like,
because they keep doing.
It's a notorious game.
Yeah, they keep doing, you know, Batman, Suicide Squad. It's like,
I was honestly excited for Suicide Squad until I found out what the game actually was.
Yeah.
Because, like, it looked like a fun, like, I guess, like, action Arkham Asylum. Because, like, it's made by Rocksteady. And I was, like, looking forward to that. Okay, Rocksteady, they showed promise with the Arkham series. It's like they're making
showed promise. They were the benchmark before the Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. And, like, I was excited for, like, the Suicide Squad game. I found out it was, like, some kind of hero shooter. Co-op only hero shooter.
Unfortunately.
And, like, they show off gameplay and it's like, wow, this looks so generic and unfun. Because the cutscenes look like they were fun. And then, I don't know what they're doing with the game now, because it was supposed to come out this year, and they delayed it all the way to, like, summer of next year.
Ooh.
It could be getting delayed. Games don't do that. If they get delayed, it's, like, for at most, a couple months.
Yeah.
Maybe even, like, 6 or 7. Not more than a whole damn year.
I will say I do appreciate it. I'm sure Rocksteady doesn't want to tarnish their name. I feel like hopefully.
I know, but like
I
the
just
thing is, I don't know how much they can fix because a lot of the foundation is just like laid down. That's gonna be like that's a lot of money just to remake the game.
I'm not saying remake entirely. I'm saying like you could add things. That's what I'm saying. You could add something. You have a few months. You could tighten some things up. But yeah, the core game itself is done. You can't do anything. You can't do much on it.
It better be single player because like I don't vibe that online only crap. I'm not that type of gamer.
Again, why stray away from what makes you great? I know they thought. I'm sure that this was something that they wanted the team to make, or Warner Brothers wanted Rocksteady to make. But man, not really what I would recommend. But man, I mean, again, in the pipeline for Insomniac, the MVP of the PS5 era for Sony, you've got the Wolverine game coming soon in the future. Like you said, in development, no official timeline yet. And like you said, not likely for 24. So we'll see that at some point in the future.
I won the MVP. How well did Ratchet and Clank sell? We already know this game's going to sell a lot.
Ratchet and Clank, I think, did a great job because there wasn't a lot of like, you know what I mean? Like that was like a surprise, not a surprise, but that was like.
It was launch year, not launch day.
No, next year after, right? Oh, within. I see what you're saying.
Right, yeah, Ratchet and Clank.
So what I'm seeing is online, there's a lot of news that came from when it came out. So June 2021, July 2021. It sold 1.1 million copies in that brief early run. I don't really have much news that I can find in terms of what its numbers are after that point. But we do know that it made nearly $2 million on the first 3 days of Steam. So a lot of people jumped on Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, I know. It definitely got more eyes under Steam.
Yeah, but that tells you that there's still enough momentum. So yeah, right. Whether or not it did amazingly, like gangbusters, especially at a time when Sony didn't have a lot of PS5s in the wild, that's not the key. The key is that later on, people still wanted to play that game.
I know there was a point where like a lot of PS5s were sold, but the player base wasn't that big.
Because you know why?
Yeah.
You know why?
Sitting in warehouses.
That's right. There we go.
Not in my house, but in warehouses.
In the warehouses. We're gonna sell them for $2,000, and they're gonna like it. Yeah. All right. Any final words on Spider-Man 2?
If I had enough money, I would have bought one from a warehouse just so I can find a return address and burn that place down.
Amen. I'm not saying I'm with you, but I'm with you.
I'm not going to officially say I'm with you for legal reasons, but
I don't have a match in my hand, but yeah. Any final words about Spider-Man, man?
It sucks. I lied about everything. Now,
Could you imagine, like, everyone's opinions turn? You start seeing downvotes. You start seeing, like, the game gets, like, a 50% on fucking, like...
Yeah, the reality was, like, the game is actually really bad.
Like, the reality is only being held up by your opinion of the game. And then after you say that, everything goes left. What a shit life that would be.
But, yeah...
that sounds like a magical experience. Sounds like the go-to game for... Obviously, Sony knows this. That's probably why they raised the price of the 5 right before this game came out, too. I think they knew people are going to want to play...
Yeah, you're right!
Yeah, people are going to want to play Spider-Man 2. This is the game. This is the holiday game.
Don't raise the price of the system. Like, you can raise the price of the game. Sure, it deserves it.
But it's already raised. It's 80... Well, no, it's 70. It's 70, and then you have to pay $450. So at least you're going to pay at least $520. And that's not even with the membership.
I know, PS5 itself doesn't deserve a raised price.
No.
Spider-Man does, sure. But, like, no, not PS5.
No. Alright.
But, yeah, this is a great game. Dude, you gotta... I know it's going to be about to get PS5, but, like, you can use mine. So just, like, play this fucking... Oh, you need to play the first one.
Yeah, I'll finish the first one. Don't worry, I'll finish the first one. I'll knock that out. But, you know me, I'm not really as... I'll play Spider-Man 2 on the 5. I love the look of Spider-Man 1 on PS4, but you know me, I'm not like super... I used to be super graphic focused, like, especially when we first met. But if I'm just playing a superhero game, like, I don't really... It's a superhero game. My mind doesn't immediately go like, oh, I need this to be like super sharp, except for because not. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I don't need an old game like Spider-Man 1 that was on the PS4 to be super sharp. Spider-Man 2, it just came out. I'm very excited. I love seeing it. It's visually pleasing. It looks awesome, and I know that's the benchmark now. And because that's the benchmark now, I don't You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I used to not be super graphics focused, but like if I have the ability to like make the game play better, then like I'm gonna utilize that ability because like Superstars, I got it on the Steam Deck first, and like it wasn't like it seemed like it wasn't working right, and like the quality wasn't that great, so it's like luckily Steam has a good return policy, so it's like fuck it, you can have the money back, you can have the game back, just give me back my money, and I'm just gonna buy it on PS5.
Makes sense.
I mean, I can easily buy it on the Switch, but like, I have a PS5. I think I'm just gonna buy the PS5 version so it can be the best version, so it can look the best it can be.
That makes sense.
Because I have that ability.
Yeah, not bad. You know, it's one of those things. You just want to find the place that fits the most.
Yeah, especially if it's a game all about style. Like there's some games like that's available on 5 that like I just don't mind getting on Switch because it'll still look most the same. Like I got like Mickey's Illusion Island on the Switch because it doesn't look like that graphics.
That doesn't need any graphical prowess at all. You know, you could probably play that on the fucking DS. Well, you can't play that. You definitely can't play that on the DS.
There's a couple games that like look like they don't really. It doesn't have that much graphical flourish, and it's like this just fine on the Switch.
Oh yeah.
There's some games like that you shouldn't get on the Switch, like Sonic Frontiers.
Or anything super heavy. You definitely don't need.
Or like, dude, look up the newest Mortal Kombat on the Switch.
Oh no! I've seen.
It is so bad.
God,
it is hilariously bad because they have to make so much sacrifices.
Yeah, man.
Like from what I hear, the game runs. But so many freaking sacrifices.
Dude, it runs.
Like, unbelievable amount of sacrifices.
Yeah, it's like those games back on PS2 when, PS2 sold so many units that it's like you had to have, even during the Xbox 360 and PS3 era, you had to have a PS2 variant, at least for
Don't forget the Wii era.
At least for that too, but for the first, 5 years of that development cycle. So you still had, what the fuck is that game? There's games like Transformers 2007, the game based on the movie, and it's on PS, and it looks great on Xbox 360 and PS3, but I only played it on the PS2. That's my memory of it.
I think also...
But then I played it recently, and I was like, oh, Jesus, God, they really tried. But that's all they can do is try. That's it.
I think, it would also help the PS2's lifespan, too, because, there's games still being made for it even when the Wii was out.
Yeah.
And, it was well, we're downgrading this shit anyway, so we might as well release a PS2 version and it still has a player base.
Yeah.
Because, Sonic Unleashed also came out on the PS2 along with the Wii version. Those versions are the same.
I was going to say, because you're basically making a GameCube it's a GameCube and a PS2 port.
Yeah.
Basically. You basically just had GameCube and PS2 ports all the way up until, 2010, 2011? Because, people weren't really they kind of gave up after, toward the end of that run there.
And it's the same thing for now. It's we're getting next gen exclusively now, but for a while when we're getting Xbox One and PS4 games while we're having the PS5, it's well, since we're making these games for Switch, we might as well make them for PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are just getting the Switch version we just made, so.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's now time where we are getting out of the 4 and the 1 era, especially the 4. The 4 sold like gangbusters, obviously, for the past several years. For its first several years on the market. Cooled off after Switch, but,
I just want, I'm
by the way, do you know the price of the PS4 right now?
How much?
Take a guess.
170, 180.
$300. Still.
Used.
Sony... Oh, used, I don't know. Brand new. Sony does not.
They're still selling brand new though?
Yeah, they're still selling it. Yeah. You can get it. You can still get it on their website. So that's when you know it. When it's still on their website, it's still listed up there. PS5.
I guess there's still player base. There's still a player base for it, so.
Oh yeah, dude. PS4.
Still gotta pay that $80 for PlayStation Plus for it.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
All right.
Alrighty, guys. You have anything else to say before we wrap it up?
Oh yeah. I'm waiting for all systems to get on the same level with each other, so all games can be made the same way.
I don't know. I don't want that. It was already kind of freaking me out when you're starting to get when in the PS4 era, PS4 Xbox era, before the Switch, it was we didn't know what the Switch was going to do power wise. but the Xbox One and the PS4 were pretty close in power. And then we had the variants, the Pro and the Slim, and it's like you had all those, but it was like becoming kind of PC-ish. It's like,
well, in that same area, you had the Wii U, so they had to scale back.
You had the Wii U, but like the Wii U was very freaking. They stopped developing ports like rather quickly on that when they realized no one was buying that shit. More people bought Knack than that Mario game.
At the time, it was.
I will bring up that stat every time I need to because it's hilarious, but. It's just one of those things where, like, it was getting... You know what I mean? Like, back then it was like, is this the future? Is it just going to be two consoles that are almost similar and we're just kind of fighting over tiny little spec differences? And there's a noticeable difference between the Series X and the PS5. And that's good. I like the fact that they're going after two different purposes. That's great. I like the way that... And we're going to talk about this next, but I like the way that Xbox is going after a certain market, PlayStation's going after a certain market, and Nintendo is still Nintendo, but they're winning now, instead of Wii U era where it's like they're Nintendo, but it looked kind of worrisome. So I like this era of everyone's kind of different. Xbox and PlayStation are still similar-ish, but obviously Microsoft is trying to lean away from the way that they used to do things.
Yeah, it's weird because like, also Nintendo has like Nintendo is like still backwards within like graphics, so like development has to sometimes they want to be multi-platform, completely multi-platform. They have to like have the Nintendo's graphics in mind, and so like also
now that Call of Duty is official, they now have to do the 10-year span. It's real.
Yeah,
it's real.
So it's gonna be funny.
Guess what? Next year, it's got to come out. You got to get a Call of Duty on whatever. It's probably going to be on the next Switch, though, because the Switch is probably an end of year, like you said, next year.
Call of Duty Switch up.
But Jesus Christ, they're going to have to.
But like, I love like gimmicky controllers because like Nintendo has it, Sony has it, but like Microsoft, our controller's just basic. We have no gyros, no special. Like
I'll talk about that in the next.
Hopefully they get there, but like. Because of that, it's like most multi-platform games don't like have gyro controls, aren't built in with gyro controls, because like not all systems have it. They have to put the Xbox in mind.
You know what's funny, by the way? I just did this out of curiosity, but because I have an Xbox 360.
You threw your controller at your fucking TV, you fucking idiot! I told you not to do that, and you didn't listen to me.
I have an Xbox 360 wired controller. You know what's funny? The Xbox button powers the Xbox One on, X on. But it doesn't use the controller, of course. The controller's not compatible. But if you push the Xbox home button on the controller, it's such an asshole move. It's like, we could if we wanted to, but fuck you. Like, it's funny.
Can they control the menus?
No, you can't do shit with it. But like you can press the Xbox home button on the 360 controller. It'll light up a little, but it'll light up. Just like if I was plugging it into a PC, but it won't let you play. Now, obviously, there's probably a workaround if I go on Amazon and find some plug-in thing that I can probably make
Brooks, it's like I have the same thing.
But it's still funny as fuck though that like, oh, you really, come on guys. All right. All right. I think we're stretching it. Guys, we will take a quick break and we will be right back.